Welcome into another edition of Berg is the Word on a Friday Eve. Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome in. Football's back, baby, and the NFL preseason really gets underway tonight with 11 games on the schedule, and I want to know a few things. One, are you going to watch? Number two, why are you going to watch? And there's been this debate that's been ongoing throughout the league that the NFL might actually shrink the preseason and go to 18 regular season games. This has been ongoing with owners for a while now, and the players don't want this because it's two additional games that they could potentially get injured. But the owners don't want to lose any preseason games because they still make money from the broadcasts, from people showing up, buying tickets, spending money on concessions, but really the television broadcast is how they still make their money because people still tune in to watch football. Here's an easy solution. Let the NFL go to an 18 regular season game, but give the players 2 bye weeks during the regular season. Instead of just 1 bye week in a 17-week season, you'd play 18 games, but you would give each team 2 bye weeks. So you'd have to extend the season a little bit, and you would forego 2 really meaningless preseason games. The starters only really play in 1 preseason game. It's usually the third one, if at all. And in college, they don't even have any exhibition games. They don't even have any preseason games, yet the pro does. So go to that format to where there is an 18-game regular season and give the teams 2 bye weeks during the regular season. I think that solves all of this. It also solves this problem too. You see a lot of the times, and this will happen yet again this year with the Thursday night games, how bad the quality of play is on the Thursday night games. Give any team playing on a Thursday night a bye week in advance for that game so the two teams can really prepare. You do one of two things. You allow teams an extra week to prepare and game plan instead of putting together something very, very vanilla where usually the more talented team wins, but also the chance for injury. And I know there have been studies on this on the Thursday night games would be much less, you would think, if you give the players an off week to prepare for a Thursday night game. That's why I think, again, an 18-game regular season in 2 bye weeks makes a lot of sense in this scenario. And that way, we're not forced to watch garbage preseason games. I will say this, I am excited tonight to see what ends up happening in the quote-unquote battle for New York, the Jets versus the Giants. Kind of just want to see what happens there. Will Le'Veon Bell play for the Jets tonight? We'll see. Who's the big acquisition in the offseason. And then I want to see Kyler Murray play tonight and see, even if it's just for a drive, even if it's for maybe 2 drives, to see what he does under new Cardinals coach Cliff Kingsbury as well. So those are 2 things I kind of have my eye on. I think it's really funny if you look at the gambling odds, the total point spreads for all 11 games tonight are all less than 40 points. I think the highest one is 38 points right now, at least on odds on Bovada. I'll be honest, I don't even know how the lines makers set the lines for games tonight, just because we don't even know, which starters are playing. If they are playing, they're playing for a drive, 2 tops. And how they set lines for preseason games, I don't know. But I am excited that football's back. We finally seem to have shaken off the dog days of summer. And if you think about it now too, we will have football between now and February, the end of the Super Bowl. And then the XFL might start up even after that. So there's going to be quite a bit of football now that we're, starting to wrap up summer and we're starting to get into the fall. It's a really, really exciting time. But if you're watching this video after the fact, again, what I want to know is, are you watching the preseason? If you are, why are you watching? And then what do you think of my idea of, again, there's 4 preseason games right now. You would go to 2 preseason games. You'd add those 2 regular season games, or maybe you just add 1 regular season game. So you'd go from a 16-game season to either a 17 or 18-game season. And then to compensate the players, you give them 2 bye weeks during the season. And again, give a bye week to the teams a week before they're supposed to play their Thursday night games to allow them to game plan, to allow them to properly rest and recover, and to prevent injury. I think this is just a genius idea, and the owners still get the money and the team still get the money that they're after, which is why they don't want to forego the preseason games that exist. And we know that the quality of play is pretty lousy because it's all backups, second, third, fourth stringers, guys that are just trying to make a roster and guys that are really just trying to get some highlights and some film so maybe another team can go ahead and acquire them. But again, that's really my thought process, especially considering that college doesn't have any kind of preseason at all. And I think that just makes way too much sense. Again, my name is Mark Bergin. This is another edition of Berg is the Word. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to share it with your friends on social media. I hope all of you have a terrific rest of your Thursdays. And as we head into the weekend, again, football's back, a really exciting time. I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Hope all of you have a terrific rest of your day. I'll see you next time. So long, everyone.